Hello, friends. How are you this evening, today? Whatever time it is. I was just having a fight with my Alexa speaker. She might decide to come on randomly. I don't know why she wouldn't turn off. She kept coming on. So if that happens, I might have to go and have a little wrestle with her. Who has Alexa? I like my Alexa. Do enjoy it. Today, I wanted to talk about 5 reasons your ads aren't working. I get a lot of feedback and, back and forth with clients on ads working, not working. So I thought I might just distill it down and give you some go-to things to check and look for in running your ad campaigns, because this problem is generally multi-layered. But if you go through any one of these five key reasons or 5 areas, you should be able to nut it out. So hopefully you can see and hear me. The internet has been a little bit dodgy here, given I'm in Melbourne. So we're in lockdown stage 2. Got another 4 weeks, apparently, maybe more. And yeah, it seems we've got the old working from home traffic going on. It was really good last time, but it seems to have not been so great today. Anyway, let's talk Facebook ads. So generally, when you set up your ads, I want you to set up at least, just go with one campaign, which is your main overall campaign that you're going to optimize for conversions. Generally, that's a list building campaign. It might be webinar registrations. It might be an opt-in freebie. You may decide you want to do some post engagement. That'd be a different optimization. But say we go for conversions, we get one campaign. I'd like you to have about 3 or 4 ad sets. And then within those ad sets, I'd like you to have about 3 or 4 ads. Okay, so when you first go to set up, before you start saying nothing works, I'd like you to have roughly 12 to 16 ads to start with, to test and see what's going to work and what's not going to work. Now, when things are not working, how do you even know if they're working? Okay, so if you're going to optimize for conversions, say we're setting up a webinar registration campaign, if you're going to optimize for conversions, I'd like you to be getting those email registrations for your webinar at $5 or under. Okay, so that's the quickest sort of way to look and see how things are working. Another way is to look at what's called the click-through rate, or the CTR, so the volume of people who've landed on the ad, who've clicked to know more. Now, that could just be a click on the ad or clicking through to the landing page. I want that to be above 1.5%. Okay, if you have a registration page or a landing page, I want people, at least 1 in 5, to be registering. Okay, so they're the kinds of things you want to be looking at. But generally, if your landing page is doing all right when you get traffic, but you're just not getting the traffic to it, then you have an ad problem. So you have a bit of a traffic problem. Okay, so the first, one of the first things that I generally look at is the message, which is the copy contained within your ad. Now, that reminds me, I've got a little freebie for you showing you how to run one of those, or create, like, it's just a framework for creating a great Facebook newsfeed ad. Now, if I could actually, do I put it in the comments here? I might be able to. No, okay, I'll have to do it when I get off, because I don't know how to put it on at the moment. It's just being a bit temperamental. But I do have a framework of that for you. But I'd look at the copy first. That is, yes, an image captures attention, but the copy and the message is going to be what inspires the action. Okay. Yes, the image will stop the scroll, or it might catch the eye, or it might engage, want them to read. But if they don't like what they read, they're not going to take any action. Okay. So message is where I'd like you to start tweaking, and we want to tweak one thing at a time. Ideally, when you're setting up your ads, you have a couple of different messages to test, as well as a few different images, okay? So first of all, try changing the message and see if that makes a difference. Second to that is image. So maybe you have some images, if you set them up from the beginning, you'll be able to see which one's getting a higher click-through rate or a higher or a lower cost per conversion. But you can test out trying a different image. With images, you can also try doing the slideshow, so having some images that flick through, catch a bit of attention. There's also some of those photo apps that have like a little, that, you know, maybe the stars will twinkle on it, or, you know, it kind of slightly animates a picture just to kind of catch the eye. You could try something like that. You could also try the carousel ads. I never really find they work very well, but if something's not working and you're changing a lot of copy, then sometimes, you know, really tweaking the image might get things moving for you. So your image, I like to keep images generally of you and keep them quite candid. So all you don't need to go and get some fancy glamour shots. When I was growing up, we used to have those, it used to be called Studio 2000, and you'd go and get your glam, you know, remember all the like soft focus glamour headshots done? We used to get them done when we were teenagers. Anyway, you don't need one of those for your ads. Okay, just a regular selfie is great. So you might just get your phone up, pop it up, do a selfie, take it. Like, or if there's a photo of you doing something with your kids or out and about or whatever, candid snaps are good, because what happens is that they feel more native to the Facebook kind of environment or ecosystem, right? People, what you want, kind of people, they'll know it's an ad, right? But you want them to feel a bit as engaged with the post as they would with a post from a friend, okay? So that's why I told you Alexa was going to do that. Alexa, turn it off. Oh, I'm going to have to unplug it. I'll do it, turn off. Okay. Hang on. Meet Eleanor. Hey. Right. Alexa has some gremlins today. Anyway, thanks for bearing with me. Yes, so candid images can be great. Little videos can be good too. And you can even, if you do those as a post on your page, you can even just get automatically generated captions and then turn that into an ad so people can read if they can't listen. Okay, so go to image. Image might be the issue. Test one thing at a time, as I said. So we've talked about message, image. Next thing is targeting, okay? So when you're setting up from the outset, what I'd like you to do is set up to cold traffic, what we say, just, you know, detailed interests and demographics, and make a good strategy around that. But they're people who are likely to have never seen you. They're going to be using to grow your list, build your reach and your audience and awareness. So you can put a group of those together in one ad set, or you can split them out. It's up to you. Generally, we like to see about 500,000 to 1 million in the audience size, which Facebook will generally tell you. So you can do cold traffic, then you can do warm traffic. What's warm traffic? Warm traffic are people like that are already on your list. You can export people from your email list. You can ask Facebook to compile people who've watched videos on your page or have interacted with any of your Facebook page posts or your ads even, okay, over the last year. So they're people who are more likely to have seen you, and theoretically they should respond better. It doesn't always mean you get the better results in your ads from them, but down the track you would expect a cheaper cost per acquisition for your client. Okay, so I'd like you to have cold traffic ad set, I'd like you to have a warm traffic ad set, and then I'd like you to have a lookalike ad set. So what's a lookalike? Well, Facebook has so many beautiful capabilities. One of their capabilities is that they can take an audience like your email list, and you can pop in that you'd like a lookalike. You'd like to reach more people like those people, and Facebook will go and do its work and hopefully come up with some good options for you. So if your audience isn't working at first, it may be a matter of splitting out the countries, splitting out the target interests, adding some lookalikes, all that kind of thing. So that's where you might want to go a layer. So that's the other one, is your audience. The fourth one is metrics. Now, I mentioned a couple of metrics that you want to look at, but often what I see is people keep persisting with metrics that aren't working. So the key metrics that I want to see are your cost per result. So how much is it costing you for a sign up or whatever you're optimizing for? I want to make sure that's under certain benchmarks. If it's an email sign up, really, I just say got to be under $5. For many industries, you'll get that a lot cheaper. I've got a lot of clients in personal development. We're getting $1, $2. Okay, so but in business online marketing, you'd be looking more like 5, maybe even 6 sometimes. Okay, now look, at the end of the day, you want to look at your cost per acquisition. Like, how much is it actually costing you to get someone to buy? At the end of the day, it's great to build your list and it's great to get registrations, but if you're not getting buyers, then that's not as ideal. Although it's still, don't underestimate the effect of still bringing people into your community to buy at a later date. Okay, a lot of people say, well, I got all these signups but no one bought. Well, you've got an offer problem. So then we've got to look at an offer problem, but you still at least invested to get people on your list. Okay. So we love that. So you might have a metric problem. Have a look at the click-through rate. What's that looking like? Have a look at the cost per click. Okay, I want that to be, I want your click-through rate, as I said before, to be above about 1.5. Cost per actual link click, you don't really want more than $1.50, $2. Okay, so if any of those numbers are up, particularly after a day or two, then that ad is generally going to tank. Usually what I say is, start your ad budget off at like $20 or $30. And then review that day. If it's $4 link click or something like that, the ad is unlikely to start working, so I turn it off. Okay, so have a look at those metrics and see what they're coming in at, and get really curious about those metrics. Get really comfortable with looking at those metrics and what you want to change and how to go from there. Okay, so 4th one was metrics, and the 5th one is really testing. Okay, so many people go, well, I did some ads and they did a couple and then they just didn't work. They'll keep kind of what we say down here in Australia, like flogging a dead horse, and keep running them, and it's like it's obvious that they're not working. If they had a look at changing things up and keep testing in any of those parameters, image, audience, and message, okay, then you're going to try and find your sweet spot. So I'm not suggesting you keep, blowing a few $100s a day. You should be able to do that within small ad sets and find that really great option. The options and the little bits that work and turning them on and off. And you will need to turn your ads off within the ad set level too. You'll know that in a day which one of my ads is working best. Okay, and then sometimes also with regard to metrics, it's about frequency. So have a look at the little metric in your ads manager called frequency, and that's how many times people in your audience have seen your ad. Now sometimes I don't mind a little bit of frequency because people need to be reminded, but sometimes that can lead to fatigue, and you might see ads that have worked stop working. So sometimes that all you need there is just to change up your image, and you can get it moving again and turn the other one off. You can rotate through those as well. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of advice. If you've got any questions, please do post them, and I will post the free ad template for you as well that you can opt in and grab and have a bit of a framework. But any questions, please pop them in. If you're having any struggles with your ads at the moment, let me know. I might be able to give you some advice or help or something like that and get things moving again. All right? But yeah, happy to answer your questions and hope you enjoy the rest of your day or evening, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, take care. Bye.